Okay, guys, May 4th. This is a nice recap and a prep video for tomorrow, the 5th of May. What happened today in the markets? Well, we gapped down early in the morning from yesterday. We gapped down from that 80 number that we were having from overnight. If I were to display for you guys the evening session from last night, you can see clearly how last night we were having such a hard time around this 41.81 level. As a matter of fact, I did a couple of trades here after the video from last night. The first trade was to go long right at the 72s to the 80, and my last trade pre-market was from the 80 down to the 67. If you recall the video from yesterday, right there you have it on the screen. I told you guys, right, here's the video from last night. I said, hey, is 4167 going to hold? Right, that was the title of this video from last night. This was the prep that we did for today, Tuesday, May 4th. And the question was this level going to hold, right? Are we going to hold 4167? So last night, pre-market, once I start seeing these 41.81, which by the way was the T+2 settlement, and I talk about that number as well during the video. T+2 right at the 80, I shorted it. I went to sleep, placed my trade to short those 81s, and placed my target to be that 67. Now you might be wondering, where is this 41.67s coming from? Well, I'll explain to you really quick. That 67, my friend, is coming from the market profile, market generated information that we were looking over the past 2 weeks, how this number 4167 on April 27th from last week, April 29th, April the 30th, we were holding this 4167 number every single time, bouncing back into value. And I remember mentioning this as well, that the value of these past 5 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, was between 4172 and 4184. So it was extremely important for them to hold either the 4172, excuse me, or the 4167. So there you go. There you have it. That was the title of my video. Are we going to hold? I mean, is the Emini going to be enough? It's going to have enough strength coming into today to hold the 4167. Well, apparently, the moment we got some news this morning, we got a nice sell-off, and we actually opened right at 141.64 this morning as we were opening the market. So there goes the mystery about the 4167. I still have it on my chart, and I'm going to leave it there on my charts for you to see it. Now, what did we do in the room? I mean, we did a lot of trading because the market just was dropping. One of the trades early on was to short. The moment we opened, we short 41.70. I got out of 41.65, and then I got out around 41.62. Collected about 8 handles, collected about 3 handles on this one, 3.5. I don't care. Most of my trading was overnight on this move from the 82 to the 67. I went to sleep. I placed my stop right at the point of control, placed my order to go short those 41.82s, 80.81s, I believe was the short that I took, 81.50 actually, and it grabbed me all the way to 41.67. Trade while I was sleeping, great trade. When I opened the market, I was scalping it a lot, and actually we did a power hour at 11 a.m. Eastern, and live we made about, I think, about $1,000 live money in the markets. So what to do now? What exactly happened once we dropped this 67? Because everyone was asking me, well, now what do we do? Well, the first section that we had was the range as we opened the market this morning was big. Look at the initial balance. Let me move this and expand it a little bit. Look at the wide initial balance that we had. The initial balance was between 4170 and all the way to 4130 and change. I believe it was 34. Let me make sure I get the number correct. Yeah, it was about 35, that initial balance that we had. And yes, 41, 35, 25. That was the initial balance. And it was not until almost 11 on the D period that we broke out of it and we extended the range below the 41.35. So we did a bunch of trades after that. There was a trader who was closing the DAX, pocketing almost $8,000 on his trade. Really nice trade that he did there. I took another trade. If I'm not mistaken, I'll show you guys what do we do. But there were a couple of trades that I took in the meantime here when we were printing those 48s and those 50s. But what is important to note, what happened in the market? Why did we stop around the 41.20? I've been talking about in the previous videos, and I will zoom again into my market profile to see, for you to see what this green rectangle means and what this 41.17 means. So if you look at the value that we have generated over the past 2-3 weeks, all the month of April actually, that move, guys, was given to us since April 1st. You guys recall, right, back in April 1st, where we first broke out of the range that we had before, is that April 1st, we started moving higher, right, higher, and we start printing here this balance, this 3-day balance that you see around the 40.60, 40.70. But then the market start printing some value here. And that Friday, you guys recall, April the 9th, I have this spike right there, mark. You guys see this spike? Well, this spike belongs to that Friday from April the 9th. Go ahead and check it out. That spike, guys, the following day, we did transact some small business there. Prices were accepted. And then we started moving higher and higher away from the spike. Okay? So what about this spike? What is it that is so important to my view when it comes to trading? Well, we did not return to the spike until April 20th, right? Right here on the April 20th. Now, what happened here on April 21st? What happened here on April 22nd, right? Here is where that 41.17 number comes into place. 41.1750, that is this cyan color dotted line that I have on my charts. That number is the one that I was expecting today for the market to stop. And as we were trading live this morning in the room, I keep mentioning to my guys in the room the fact that there was a good chance for us to go back and test the top of the spike. And there is the top of the spike at 41.22. It's strictly mechanical. We stopped during the D period, like 2 ticks above it, and then F period, E period, actually gave us a little bit inside it. But look how mechanical we stopped at 41.20. We didn't even touch this 41.1750 at all in the Emini. So that was the move for us to trade live, and we took 24 back to 32, 30 back to 36, 36 back to 50. We did all of this live, every single trade. I think the last trade that I closed was a 41.44 in the room this morning. Now, one thing to note though is that I also went over and I showed them what is the composite volume showing us. Why are we this morning stopping at the 41.34? So for that reason, I will do the following. Let's see if I can write down. Actually, I do have it here. This line that you see here, let me see. Can I extend this line to the end? Give me 1 second. Let's see if I can extend it to the left. That's the most that I can extend it. So I will do that. I will do that right now. I'm going to extend it. I'm going to change the color to black. Okay, now I want you to look at the following. So this morning I posted that line that you see there, all right? As we were trading the 28th back to the 32, like I told you, and back to the 36, important. Why were we were stopping there? What was the reason behind the guys? And there were these volume nodes there, okay? And there was this volume node of 41.56. And look exactly how those two confluence helped us this morning to overcome any fear of not trading the drop in the markets. So what is the next stop? Well, 41.81. Again, 41.81 is your stop for tomorrow. Okay, this is a high volume node. There is a good chance that we might find some value here. And as a matter of fact, during Globex right now, I will go back to Globex. Globex is already printing 41.70, right? It's printing 41.70. We are like 10 points away from us to go back to this 41.81 for the E-mini. So I'm showing you guys the composite for you to look at the bigger picture. This is a composite of 30 days that I have. It's a 5 minutes composite, only the daily charts. So I can see exactly where the volume is at on my for my trading practices that I do. Let's go back to what's happening at the close this morning, today at the close. We were sitting here on the 40th, and you can see right here at 41.40, we are building up some momentum above this point of control. And then immediately we went much higher. And now, as we were closing the market, we actually went inside, guys, inside the overnight range from last night, right? So what did I tell my guys in the room? Well, guys, we have already now a very nice, support level to look for during the Globex session. And if you look at my Globex comments that I gave the guys in the room, where is it? Right here, I said, hey guys, I'm already long. Actually, I went long 41.56. When the market opened, there was the settle 41.56. I went long right here to the market. My stop right there at 41.50. There was my stop. And I was looking, I told the guys, listen, I'm looking for 5 handles just to take me back to 41.62, right? Which was the cash high during the end period. Well, look where we are now, 41.70, right? So that is the current overnight high that I'm making this video right now. And the next one, so I closed my trade 41.62. I got 6 handles on that before even the market opens tomorrow morning. And I told the guys, listen, if I see 41.57 again, I will try to get another trade. I mean, my idea is to still look to go long right here on 41.57, maybe 58, and start looking to go back up to those 70, maybe 80 before we open the market tomorrow morning. As we come for tomorrow, all right, which is why you guys are watching this video, what are we going to be looking for tomorrow morning as we approach the day? Early in the morning, what I want you to pay attention always is about the overnight low. Okay, the first thing to look for is, what is my overnight low? I'm going to exclude those evening sessions for the previous day. I just want you to see the evening session for today, the current one. So where are we heading tomorrow? First of all, we do have a gap, and the gap goes from 70 all the way to 41.81. So we have a gap to fill. That's the first rule of thumb. You need to know those targets. 41.81. It depends on how we open tomorrow morning. What is going to be important is, are we going to be holding this overnight high? And the next thing is, are we going to hold the power point of control for the day of today, which was 41.40? I will mark those two in my charts right now. There it goes. This one, I will change the color so I can see that's the point of control. Can I add my price on that? Draw the text at the end. Can I extend it? Can I label it? It doesn't look like it's showing me the label there. I'll look into it, but you have now a reference. I'm going to lock it. So you have now a reference, which is, I believe, 41.4175. 41.4175, that is the point of control for today, May 4th. So as we go tomorrow for the market, I will be paying close attention to these two numbers. The overnight high, I do not know what low is going to be yet, but I'll be paying a close attention to this number. Then to the top, this is what I want you to look for. Look where value was developed, right? Above the 41.67. Very, very important. Value has been developed above the 41.67, right? All the way to 41.84. So if we close this gap tomorrow morning and we continue to go higher, you know already where the market might run out of steam. 41.88, excuse me, that's around 41.88. So you might know already where are you heading if we see a bullish momentum tomorrow as we open the market. Some of you guys were texting me late during the evening asking me, well, are we going to test this 41.20? I would love that. But from what I see so far from overnight, the odds are that maybe we're just going to balance and start building value here above the 41.50 and start looking for values back to close this gap, which is the 41.81. Okay, I know this video is long. I have tried to explain you as much as possible what to expect out of the Emini. I hope you guys took your notes, and I'll go quickly to my video on crude oil. Crude oil, this morning we did a nice trade from 64, some of the guys back to the 65. We left now this gap, right, back. We now have a gap to be repaired around the $65. And then we have some report. I believe there was a nice draw on inventories from the API. I posted in the room. I haven't gone over the numbers. Oil insights. Crude oil minus 7.6 million. So yes, so there was a nice move on that, and that was bullish. So the moment, I think I was short 65.70, I got stopped like 20 ticks. I got stopped at 65.90 on this trade. And now we printed already overnight 66.50. So coming in tomorrow morning, I want to see this 65.70 hold again. If this holds, guys, the previous day settle, which is 65.70, we can start looking to take this back to 66.50. Now, having said that, don't forget, we do have EIA numbers tomorrow morning, so that can change the whole picture. But as of right now, before the market opens, you already have a map on how to trade oil. All right. So guys, I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you so much for attending the Power Hours. We are live again at 11 a.m. every day, trading live and giving you insights on how to use market profile for both the crude oil and the E-mini S&P 500, the ES. Again, thank you so much for watching this video. If you really find it helpful, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Give it a big thumbs up. Please don't forget to click the little bell, the notifications bell, so that you get notified every time I go live on YouTube or every time there is a brand new video being uploaded there. Again, thank you so much. I'll be seeing you guys in the trading room. Remember, www.eslive8.com, trading live screen share 8 hours a day. See you guys. Peace out.